Coming to you from the Red Sea of Egypt, this is Brian Forster, and in today's video we're going to have a slideshow of anomalies on the Giza Plateau of Egypt. We're going to see examples in slide form of ancient saw cuts, drill holes, and other anomalies that Egyptologists and other academics are either ignoring or dissuading people from viewing. What it's going to show you is there was incredible lost ancient high technology in the very distant past prior to the time of the dynastic Egyptians, because the dynastic Egyptians were largely a Bronze Age culture, and we're talking 21st century technology at a minimum in these slides. So it tells us definitively that the history of Egypt has been written in a wrong manner, and that it's quite possible that there was an ancient civilization that existed 12,000 plus years ago that was responsible for this amazing work, and including the creation of the Great Pyramid, the Second Pyramid, the Third Pyramid called generally Menkaura, and also the tunnel and shaft system that definitely does exist under the Giza Plateau. So if you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe, and consider joining us when we return to Egypt in April 2019 with Patricia Awian of the Kemet School. Thank you. This, of course, is the Great Pyramid of 2.5 million multi-ton blocks on the Giza Plateau. And this shows the exposed core with the casing stone removed. Look at the extent of the weathering. This weathering is most likely much more than the conventional idea of 1,000 years or even 2,000 years. And here you can see some of the mortar in the middle, which could be some kind of ground up artificial material. Then the actual floor outside the Great Pyramid, you can see that the stones fit perfectly together. And there are many large shafts located near the Great Pyramid and other pyramids, telling us there's a tunnel system below. Here you see one of the many saw marks that had to be a power saw cutting through basalt. And here, a core drill. Notice the weathering. That would be thousands upon thousands of years old. Another one of the saw marks, one of dozens, if not hundreds, right next to the Great Pyramid in basalt. And here again, me showing multiple power saw marks that were not done recently. As well, some of the limestone appears to be burnt by high intense heat. And yet another one of the power tool, power saw marks in the basalt stone. And even more saw marks, including the apparent burning of the surface of the basalt. And here in the rose granite, it's flaking off as the result of very intense heat. This is one of the very complicated stones that show power tool marks, very complex routers of some kind possibly. And this is another angle looking at one of many examples on the Giza Plateau. And here again, you can tell that different power tools were used to create these surfaces. And here you can see the Egyptian period tool marks of breaking the stone on top. And this is how the casing stone locked into the third pyramid in a three-dimensional manner. And here you can see that the casing stone on the third pyramid is at least 3 to 4 feet thick. Once again, another core drill hole and other power tool marks. And here, extreme weathering of the surfaces, as well as some other power tool marks we can see, almost like scratching the surface. And again, very excessive weathering here on the limestone on the Giza Plateau. These are the curious knobs on the third pyramid known as Menkaura. Quite similar to what we see in Peru. Is there an ancient connection, or are these separate ancient civilizations? Clearly, this work was not done by the dynastic Egyptians, and therefore must be much older. So, please join us in Egypt in April 2019. Details at hiddenincatours.com. We'll also be visiting Petra in Jordan before the main tour, and the stone churches of Ethiopia after the main tour. And these are related books at Amazon.com. Aftershock, the ancient cataclysm that erased human history, and Lost Ancient Technology of Egypt.